Arsenal are flying high and are unbeaten, but the Stadium of Light has a habit of shocking big teams. Could this be a fixture that finally tests Arsenal's perfect run? Welcome back to All About Arsenal. Arteta's Gunners are back in action this evening, but this time we're going to play our third away match in a week. I think the first away game was against Burnley, which we won 2-0. But unfortunately, we suffered an injury to Peter Gyökeres, who is certainly also to miss today's game. I think Martin Zubimendi also had a challenge too, but touch and go. And of course, we went to the Champions League in midweek, traveled to the city of Prague. If we had gone to Sparta Prague instead of Slavia Prague, the Croatia is sitting to Matuszewski, who is particularly their sporting director. But in Sparta Prague, we got a 3-0 win, a penalty from Bukayo Saka, and two goals from our makeshift forward, Mikel Merino, who continued to do the Lord's work anytime he's deployed in that position. I think from when he became a striker against Leicester in February this year, he has scored 18 goals for club and country, which is quite amazing. But we also went ahead to create history, our 8th clean sheet in a row. I think that record has stood for 103 years or something like that, which was quite amazing. And now the ties are shifted back to Premier League action. Arsenal is about to play the newly promoted Sunderland, who in honesty are flying high in the Premier League this season. They're one of the surprise packages, getting some very important victories over the likes of Chelsea in recent times. So Arsenal have to be mindful of the threats this club is going to face. So Sunderland are certainly no pushovers. They are currently fourth in the Premier League. Yes, you heard me right. Fourth with 18 points behind Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool. Although they share points with Bournemouth, and of course you have the likes of Tottenham, Chelsea, and Newcastle trailing them with a point. But the fact that they are rocking with the big boys right now just shows how great they've done as a team, and is a testament to the work that Lebre has done in that side. They have been in good form as well, winning against Nottingham Forest, losing to Man United, winning Wolves, winning Chelsea. And of course, if certain Granit Xhaka did well for them to grab a late draw against Everton. They have shown resilience and energy, especially at home. They have some very good players that can actually hit us on the break, and their defense have quite been good. The likes of Michele Alderete, these are lads that have done very well for them, and they have been in good form. I'm very happy to see that they're a team that were actually predicted for relegation this season. But with the way they have played this campaign, it's certainly not going to happen. So Arsenal will be very, very mindful of the threat they're going to pose. The considering of life can be a potential banana skin for the Gunners. The last time Sunderland lost was against Man United, but that was an away match. They actually played well on the night. And in the likes of Robin Rose, they have one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Rose has been a revelation pretty much since he joined the club from the Dutch league. And despite not having so many household names in their ranks, Sunderland is a team that now have to be very mindful of the threat that they can potentially pose. To the Gunners, they have been in excellent form. 17 games played this season, 15 wins, one draw, and one loss. The loss came as far back as August when we played Liverpool in the Premier League. Of course, then the draw came against Man City, where we had to claw from deep to go from Gabriel Martinelli to keep that game at bay. But so far, so good. Arsenal have been in imperious form, scoring so many goals. And of course, the last goal came in the 3-0 victory over Slavia Prague. Prior to that, there was a 2-0 win against Burnley. Prior to that, there was a 2-0 win against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. And of course, a narrow 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. And of course, Atletico Madrid being smashed for 4-0 actually. Arsenal have been in amazing form. Our team has been relentless, dominant defensively, efficient in attack, and the mentality has been ruthless. Our first man has considered just 3 goals. The most specialized free kick, the ultimate header, and then the Haaland place effort. And with the likes of Gabella, Saliba, and Raya still in good form, we can trust that these guys will also want to continue the amazing performances. In Declan Rice and Mendy, they have a perfect partnership that has worked very well. It was unfortunate to know that Peter Gyökeres will not be in the ranks. He has been someone that has done very well since he came. Not scored as much as we would have hoped, but at least his style of play has actually allowed the likes of Bukayo Saka and Leandro Trossard and Martinelli to gain more time on the ball because he drags away lots of defenders. The starting lineups, I would expect Sunderland to play 3-4-3 or more maybe a 5-2-3 or thereabout, yeah. With Robin Rose in goal, we have Gertruda, Ballard, and Mukiele as the three centre backs. Ronaldo and Hume will play as the full backs or wing backs, as the case may be. While Sadiki and former Arsenal player Granit Xhaka will play in central midfield. It's going to be a very interesting game for Xhaka, catching up with his teammates and former colleagues, who are in different colours. Further up the pitch, you have Enzo Lefebvre and Bertrand Traore flanking Wilson Isidore. Isidore has done very well. I think he scored like 3 or 4 goals. Yeah, and he also scored in the 1-0 win against Chelsea before Taubin hits the nail in Chelsea's coffin in the last minute of the game or thereabouts. It was quite interesting. So Arsenal would expect to see David Raya in goal, Calafiori and Timber will return, and at fullback Calafiori got some well-needed rest in midweek with Piero Hinkaki playing, of course, once Kelly coming in for him as well. Gabriel and Saliba are made monsters, very fit players. But if anything happens like a knock prior to the game or whatever, we have Mosquera or even Nkapie that can play in that position. Mendy was suspended for the Champions League game, so he got a very, very good rest in midweek and he should be very fresh playing alongside Declan Rice, who also got an early sub in that game. Rice was one that was basically walking a suspension tightrope. If you're getting a yellow card against Slavia, he'd have missed the Bayern Munich game after the international break. But thankfully, he was subbed out. Further up the pitch, you have Eze coming back ahead of his Nwaneri. Nwaneri didn't really impress me that much, in all honesty, against Slavia Prague. And Eze had decent too, but the jury is still out for him. On the flanks, you have Bukayo Saka, who is going to be the captain, and of course, on the other side, Martinelli suffered a knock early in the campaign, and I don't think he's fit enough yet. The current prognosis is that he's going to be fit after the international break. So Trossard will not have any threat to his position in that wing. Obviously, with Madueke also out injured as well. And in attack, there will be no Gyökeres. We'll have to use Mikel Merino. And Merino will be going into this game with confidence, bearing in mind that in midweek he scored a brace against Slavia Prague. The first goal was very akin to what he scored against Leicester. Trossard on the left-hand side, low drive and the first time finish. And of course, he also had a very lovely nodder where he showed bravery to challenge the keeper when the Rice lofted the ball into the air. And obviously, he was lucky enough to get that goal. So there will be some confidence in that for Merino. And you can only hope that, he builds on this. Because when I think of the fact that when Gyökeres came off of the sub against Burnley and Merino came on, it was like night and day. I've allowed Merino to play for 5 minutes in that game, play under 90 against Latvia. And that can only do good too for his confidence. After the international break, we have Kai Havertz, Peter Gyökeres, Martin Odegaard, and Mane Madueke potentially returning. So this is a game that Merino would want to use to remind the coach that he's also a very good squad player. To keep tactical battles, I expect Arsenal to dominate possession with Rice anchoring the transitions, while Idrissi Eze will be finding pockets between the lines. Sunderland's press can actually open space behind for the likes of Trossard and Saka to exploit. But the key thing for the game will be tempo. Arsenal must move the ball quickly to avoid getting trapped on Sunderland's low block. I would expect Sunderland to put a very low block against Arsenal, as many other teams have done. I'm not surprised about that. But it will be very interesting to see Declan Rice and Xhaka in midfield. These are two generals that have great influence in the way their team plays. Declan Rice will also be important for the set pieces. His distribution has been amazing this season. And Arsenal will be hoping for him to get more of the ball, to dictate things, win duels, lead transitions, and keep Arsenal calm under pressure. That could actually define the game. I'd also like to see how Bukayo Saka will fare alongside. I'm most interested to see how Bukayo Saka will fare against the likes of Ronaldo. Saka is a very good player, but in all honesty, he hasn't reached the heights that we've expected of him. Obviously, I would say maybe it's the injuries that he has had has played a toll on this. But that output that Saka usually gives I've not seen it this campaign. But he's warming his way into it, and it'd be nice to see him get a goal or two in this game. For predictions, our head-to-head record with Sunderland is quite interesting. The last time we played them in the Premier League was in the 26-27 season. Yeah, as you can see from the picture, that's Alexis Sanchez trying to nod the ball with the sitting penalty, Saka marking the ball as well. I think we defeated them 4-1. That was in the league, but the last time we played Sunderland ever, if I remember, was when Charlie Patino made his debut in the EFL Cup. I think it was 5-1, we beat them or something. But I think Arsenal should have enough in the tank to get a victory against Sunderland. Basically, a narrow 2-0 win with goals from Saka and probably Merino. This is a game that we will need Arsenal to continue to win because Man City is playing Liverpool on Sunday. And right now, the table is Arsenal 25, Man City 19, Liverpool 18. So if Arsenal wins this game, they will go 9 points ahead of Man City prior to their game against Liverpool. And Liverpool has managed to pick some form, so a draw will be a fantastic result for everyone involved. That draw will put Man City on 20 and put Liverpool on 19, while Arsenal will be on 28. Imagine leading by 8 points that early in the campaign. So we also need to show some level of resilience that we can win games like this. In all honesty, we have done that this campaign. A lot of teams that were bogey teams for us that really just struggled in recent times. We've gotten results against them: Fulham, West Ham, Newcastle, just to name a few. So this is a game that we need to actually win as well to ensure that when we go into the game between Man City and Liverpool, we'll just be cooking, having fun, while slug it out for a draw. So if we stay composed and clinical, I think we should have enough in the tank to defeat Sunderland. As I spoke in the previous slide, I'm expecting the 2-0 win for Arsenal, and I really hope that we can achieve that. So guys, what's your take? Are we going to win this game comfortably? Please put your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us at all about Arsenal for more Arsenal content. I don't know if I'm going to do a watch along. I'm still thinking about it. 6:30, maybe, but certainly I'm going to do a match reaction stream, and for you to keep pushing. We're trying to close in on 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for being with me in this journey so far. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the match reaction stream or potentially the watch along. Till then, come on, you gunners.